Hello student. So let's start with analysis and design tool. I am Dr. Alife Jagidar, Assistant Professor of Abid and Namda Senior College. In this particular slide in session, we are going to understand how to draw the data flow diagram. Let's take an example of pizza burger stand example. This example is based on lemonade stand example. So you can take a paper and pen and then you can write down each step, understand it and write down in your book so that you can refer it for the new examples. So let's start with it. First we are going to create the data flow diagram. The operation of simple pizza burger stand will be like you are going to, what are the activities? First is old way, there is no use case diagram. New way, there is use case diagram. We are going to start with context level DFD, which is going to give me the overview of a complete system, then your zero level DFD, then your first level DFDs. Okay, so zero level means more of sub processes and first level is detailed level of data flow, that is actual data flow at data store. So let's start with your first step. Think through the activities that is going to take place at pizza burger. Okay, like your customer is going to come to your pizza burger stand. It is going to come and order your pizza or burger. Then after ordering, you are going to serve the pizza or burger. Third thing, you're going to collect the payment of your product. Okay, you're going to produce the product, you're going to make the product, and you're going to store the product. So there are 5 activities which are stored here. So you have to list down the activities. First is customer order, then serve product. Now here I am not synchronizing my activities, I'm just writing it down. Collect the payment, product is produced, you have to produce the product. If a client comes and says that I want a burger with double cheese, then you have to produce it. Sometimes you keep your products ready also, so you have to store the products. Okay, the next is also think of additional activities which is going to support it, like for example customer order, serve product, collect payment, produce product, store product is okay, but to do your activities you have to order raw materials, you have to pay for the raw materials, you're going to pay for the labors, you're going to have a person hired who is going to serve the burger or pizza to your clients, right, to your customers. So you have to think more of activities here. So I am thinking of activities and I'm just jotting it down. Now group these activities in some logical fashions or possibly their functions. For example, a customer comes, he orders, you serve the product and you get the money. So you are putting that into one group of activities. Okay, second is you're going to produce the product as well as you have to store the product. So that becomes second group of activities. So this is first group of activity, this is second group of activity. The third is the moment you understand, okay, your customer base is increasing, so you will keep the raw materials also available. So you have to order those raw materials, you have to pay for the raw material. So that becomes your group 2. And last is pay for labor, that is your fourth group. So this is the way how you have to group your activities so that you understand, okay, this is where customer orders, serve product, collect the money, produce product, store the product. The moment you produce, order the raw material, pay for the raw material and pay for the labor. Now create a context level diagram identifying the sources. Okay, so now I have identified as customer order, server product, collect payment, produce product, store product, order raw materials, pay and pay for labor. So now this is a context level diagram where I have two entities, a customer and a you are a customer and you are an employee. So you have an employee, you have a customer. So you have a customer, you have an employee, right? And then you have to order the raw materials. So produce product is okay, but then vendor is a person, is an entity which is involved again here. Okay, so now let's see here, please check here, customer orders. So customer orders, okay, and then what I do, the employee will serve the product. Okay, the payment is done, employee collects the payment, right? Now vendor, you're receiving receiving the goods and you're paying the vendor. Okay, you receive the goods, you do the payment, you purchase the order, the purchase order is removed. So time workload of the employee is also stored into your system. Okay, and the production of schedule of payment is also stored into your system. So this is how is your context level diagram done. Let's go ahead more in deep of it. The first, it says that customer order, serve product, all these are in details. Again, customer will have sales. Sales is going to become production, and then procurement. Procurement means you're going to purchase the raw materials, and then is payroll, is that employee's salary. So you're going to pay the labor. So one is sale, where customer and your employees related. Production is again your customer and employees related. When I talk about order, then employee and vendor is related, and when I talk about payload, then only employee is related. Okay, so let's draw these 4 circles. So I have written first is sale, then this is production, this is procurement, and this is your payroll. Okay, so I have written customer, vendor, and employee. Now let's check here. Customer orders. Okay, order is given to the employee. Employee will produce those things, and that product is served to the customer. The customer will pay. Okay, now product order is production is there. Then if I want to, the employee will order the decision, like he wants to buy the goods. Vendor receives the purchase order and the payment, and the vendor will give the received goods to the employee. So the good is received through an employee. The employee is going to get pay for its time of work. So this is your 0th level. The first level diagram means every process is now considered. Okay, so now here we are going to consider only customer order, serve product, and collect payment. So this becomes one particular process. So we are going to work with it. This is a customer, this is an order database, this is a payment database. Okay, so now record order. The customer will order and it is going to get recorded. Once it is done, it is given to order. The order is served, that means it will receive the payment, and the payment is received and the order is served. Then the order is also given to the produce department will produce, and the payment is given here. Okay, request for forecast. For example, if it is going to rain, then they are going to do it very fast, and then that is sales forecast. Okay, so it is going to give me the forecast of the sales. So this is how is the first level DFD is done. Customer order payment, customer order and payment, customer order and payment. This is how the example is done. Okay, now let's go ahead with next. Customer order, serve product, and collect payment is done. Product is going to produce and store product. So serve product, product order, serve the product, order is given, quantity is served. Okay, this is done. Now you're going to produce the product, you're going to get the raw material. Okay, quantity used, you're going to maintain it into the stock, and production schedule is done. Production data is store the product, and you're going to update your inventory, like your sugar is only 3 kgs, your salt is only 1 kg. So this is how your inventory is updated. Okay, let's go ahead. Now I'm going to talk about order raw materials and pay for raw materials. So order decision is given, produce purchase order is generated, a purchase order is kept into the database, raw material quantity on hand and quantity is received. Then received good is again sent to receive items. Receive items is updated. Payment approval is done, paid to the vendor, and the vendor data is updated and payment is given to the vendor. So this is how your this particular level is, this particular process is same. Now pay for labor. We are going to talk about pay for labor. That means it is going to record the time of workload. Time cards and employee ID is important. Then you calculate its payroll, that for example in 30 days he has just worked for 15 days. So that is calculated here. Then payroll database is updated. The payroll and payment approval is done, and the employee is given the payments. Okay, so payment is received through employee. So this is your first level of DFD. Let's go ahead. This is how the decomposition we have put here. This is pizza burger system. Then this is sale, production, procurement, payroll. Then sale can have a record order, receive payment. Production can have serve product, produce product, store product. Procurement, produce purchase order, receive item, pay vendor. And payroll is going to calculate your time workload, calculate payroll, and pay to the employee. Thank you so much. I hope so you have understood this example. We'll be seeing more of example into the future videos.